Hello friends, let us now learn some important points about the aneurysm. If you see aneurysm is abnormal dilatation of blood vessels or even the abnormal dilatation of the heart. So this aneurysm can be divided into two types. One, we have true aneurysm, second we have false aneurysm. If true aneurysm, if it involves all the layers of the heart, then we call it as true aneurysm. True aneurysms include all the atherosclerotic, I will write in next page. True aneurysms mainly include the atherosclerotic aneurysms, syphilitic aneurysms, and also the congenital vascular aneurysms. All these include the true aneurysms. Then if you see the false aneurysms, these are also called as pseudoaneurysms. So these false aneurysms or pseudoaneurysms, here the defect in the vascular wall leads to extracellular hematoma. Whenever there is the defect here in the vascular wall leads to an extracellular hematoma that freely communicates with the intracellular space. If this is the extracellular hematoma, if it now communicates with this intracellular space, then this type of hematoma which is formed is called as if this type of aneurysm which is formed is called as false aneurysm, and this type of hematoma which is seen here, this is called as pulsating hematoma, because this hematoma is in continuous with the blood vessel, and as a result when the blood flows through this artery, there are arterial pulsations. So synchronous to the arterial pulsations, even the hematoma pulsates, thus forming pulsating hematomas. Right now, example of this false aneurysm is ventricular rupture after myocardial infarction. Ventricular rupture after myocardial infarction is the false hematoma. Then we have the arterial dissection. Arterial dissection, what is this? Here if this is the intima, okay, this is the lumen of the artery, this is the media, and this is the adventitia. Now there is rupture in the intima. Because of this rupture in the intima, the blood present in the lumen will enter the media and it starts spreading into the media. Thus this looks as though there are two lumens in this one artery, but this is just one lumen, but because of the rupture or breakage in the intima, the blood is entering these layers. So this is called as arterial dissection, which we will learn in our next class. Okay, now the types of aneurysms, if you see aneurysms, there is one more classification other than false and true aneurysms. Based on their shape, that is macroscopic size, we can classify the aneurysms into saccular aneurysms or fusiform aneurysms. In saccular aneurysms, if you see, there is one side, there is the outpouching is present only in a portion of vessel wall. These saccular aneurysm will range from 5 to 20 centimeters, 5 to 20 centimeters in diameter, and these saccular aneurysms will sometimes contain a thrombus. Then we also have fusiform aneurysm. Fusiform aneurysm is actually a circumferential aneurysm which is present. In this fusiform aneurysm or circumferential aneurysm, this will vary up to or less than 20 centimeters. This will be less than 20 centimeter, up to 20, these can be up to 20 centimeters in diameter. These fusiform aneurysms can be present in aortic arch or abdominal aorta or in iliac arteries. Then if you see the pathogenesis of aneurysm, So, in the pathogenesis, the main reason for development of these aneurysms is due to the damage in extracellular matrix constituents. Whenever there is damage in extracellular matrix constituents, that might result in aneurysm. If you see the etiological factors of aneurysm, first we have Marfan syndrome. In Marfan syndrome, due to the defect in Marfan syndrome occurs due to the defect in fibrillin synthesis, which leads to aberrant TGF beta activity, which will lead to the weakening of the elastic tissue. Okay, this is also leads to aneurysm. Then if you see, we have one more syndrome which is called as Loeys-Dietz syndrome. Loeys-Dietz syndrome also occurs due to the mutation in transforming growth factor beta receptors, which will lead to defective synthesis in elastin and collagen 1 and 2, which will also result in aneurysms. The aneurysms in these patients will rupture very fast, and as a result these have aggressive course. This is collagen 1 and 3. Okay, then the next aneurysm is also seen in aneurysms are also seen in Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. In Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, most commonly defective type 3 collagen synthesis is the hallmark of vascular form of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which is associated with these aneurysms. Then if you see, the vitamin C deficiency or scurvy is an example of nutritional basis of aneurysm formation. Then we have the imbalance between the balance of collagen synthesis is altered because of inflammation and also associated proteins. So for example, if the macrophages in the atherosclerotic plaque secrete lots of matrix metalloproteinases, these matrix metalloproteinases will degrade the components of extracellular matrix, including collagen, elastin and proteoglycans and laminin. So because of degradation of extracellular matrix, definitely there is aneurysm. And if there is decreased production of tissue inhibitors of matrix metalloproteinases, normally these will inhibit matrix metalloproteinases, which will degrade the extracellular matrix. But if this tissue inhibitors of metalloproteinases are decreased, then there is increased matrix metalloproteinases, and thus there is increased degradation of extracellular matrix is seen. Okay, and one more thing, if you see an example, we have abdominal aorta aneurysms. In abdominal aorta aneurysms, you will see that there is increased production of cytokines, especially interleukin 4 and increased production of cytokines like interleukin 4 and interleukin 10. These cytokines will increase the matrix metalloproteinase production, which will cause aneurysms. Okay, again. Then if there is weakening of vascular muscles, also weakening of vascular wall will also lead to these aneurysms. So if you see, if there is an ischemia of inner media can occur when there is atherosclerotic thickening of inner media. When there is atherosclerotic thickening of media, then ischemia in the media can occur. So because of ischemia, there will be degradation of the tissues in the extracellular matrix, which will again lead to aneurysms, right? Next, one more rare cause of aortic aneurysm is syphilis. Syphilis is actually a rare cause of aortic aneurysms. Then, if you were asked to name the two important causes of aortic aneurysm, the two important causes of aortic aneurysms include two. One, it is atherosclerosis, and second, it is hypertension. If you were asked what is the most important etiology associated with ascending aortic aneurysm, then that is hypertension. Most common etiology associated with ascending aortic aneurysm is hypertension. So these are the important points about aneurysm. Thank you for watching.